Welcome to Ancient Wisdom. Till today in India, thousands of ancient temples survive. How did this happen? Especially when all across the world, Rome, Greece, Mesopotamia, Afghanistan, Arabistan, Peru, Bolivia, Venezuela, all that remains is remnants of ancient temples. Temples are long gone. Whereas India has a long history of temple destruction. Destruction by the attackers, by the marauders. And still, till today, many ancient temples, thousands of them survive in good shape. And this despite the fact that thousands of them were destroyed. How did this happen? What is the mystery? That is what we will look at today. My research has narrowed down the reasons to 6 reasons, out of which today we will see 3, and the rest we will see later on in the second part. The first reason was that destruction of temples received a huge resistance from not only the kings or the so-called Kshatriyas, but also from the common public, common people. The pujaris would take away the deity, the murti, and hide it safely because before the temple was attacked. The temple might be destroyed, but immediately the construction of new temple would start. And also, the sacrifices that were made by the people and the protectors for the safekeep of the temple would be so high that the attacker would think 10 times before attacking the temple or destroying a temple again. Backlash too would follow. So the cost for destroying a temple was really high. That brings us to the second point. Why destroy a temple? There were 2 reasons. One was to get money which was stashed away in the temple. The temple was a center of social activity, and other than defense, almost all affairs of the public would be handled by the local temple. And this was why the temples were rich. They had big khazana. And this is what attracted the attackers, marauders or mercenaries. The second and sometimes the primary purpose also was to humiliate the local public, to create a terror amongst them and get them to convert from their religion. But where both these purposes were met adequately, the destruction was more. Whereas where only one purpose was met, the destruction was not so much. There was a cost benefit analysis or cost benefit reason attached to this. So if the cost is too high or the temple does not have much money, then why attack? The third reason was that inaccessibility. Many of these temples have been built up on a terrain which is very, very inaccessible even today. Even today, try to take a 4-wheeler to say Kedarnath, and you will see the difficulty. And in those days, to take horses, cannons, or big machinery to destroy the temple all the way was a daunting proposition. And that is why the temples were inaccessible remained intact. One example is that of Kedarnath. The other example, which is quite close to our home, is the Mahadev temple of Tamdi Surla. Tamdi Surla is about 40-45 kilometers from Ponda, and Goa for 450 years had Portuguese control, who were very well known for destroying temples and spreading Christianity. But this particular temple, which is only 45 kilometers away from Ponda city, in those days it was so inaccessible, so deep in intense jungle, that nobody ever reached there, none of the foreign powers. And that is why it remained intact. So we have seen three reasons. One, strong resistance. Second, dual purpose. And third is inaccessibility. We will see three more reasons for temples to survive till date in our next episode of Ancient Wisdom. Namaskar.